Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're really getting into something fundamental, a challenge in relationships that can be, well, pretty perplexing. Our source material today is this really insightful piece called Relationship Mastery, Ego versus Dreams. So our mission is to unpack one specific, quite impactful problem couples run into, using the insights from this work. And just to kick us off, let me ask you this. Have you ever seen it? Or maybe even felt it yourself, where one partner achieves something great, and instead of, celebration, there's this weird tension, maybe even resentment bubbling under the surface. It seems so counterintuitive, but it happens more than we probably think.
Oh, absolutely. It's a really powerful dynamic, and it definitely feels universal. It touches so many partnerships. And what's key here is that it's not some rare thing happening to other people. No, it digs into how we see ourselves, what we aspire to, and fundamentally how we connect with the people closest to us. So yeah, understanding this, it's vital if you're navigating a relationship or even just trying to figure out people.
Exactly. And this source, Relationship Mastery, it starts off by grounding us.
Yeah.
It talks about these issues in the context of problems all couples face. I actually find that perspective quite liberating, don't you think? It shifts it away from feeling like, oh no, what's wrong with us?
Yeah.
Towards seeing these things as, well, almost inherent parts of sharing a life deeply.
Yeah, it normalizes the struggle, which ironically is often the very first step you need to actually solve something. That normalization is just so important. When you accept that, look, all relationships hit bumps, even the really solid ones. It just changes your whole mindset, doesn't it?
Totally.
Instead of feeling ashamed or getting defensive, you can get curious. You can approach it like, okay, let's figure this out. It stops us comparing our own messy reality to, someone else's perfect-looking Instagram feed.
Right.
And it encourages actually talking about these universal dynamics openly. It creates a safer space, really.
Oh, right.
Which you absolutely need for growth.
Couldn't agree more. It's like we're all on the same path, just dealing with different flavors of these very human things. But the material, it doesn't just stay general. It really cuts through the noise with one specific observation.
Yeah.
It's pretty stark.
Yeah.
Okay, so here it is, the direct quote. He hated your success because his ego was bigger than his dreams.
That's what I'm
sink
talking
in.
about.
He hated your success because his ego was bigger than his
That's
dreams.
so bad.
Wow. That's quite a statement, isn't it? It just strips away the surface stuff and points right at the
So
core.
many-
It really does, and it
Relationships fall
immediately
for
gives
this.
us these two huge concepts to unpack: ego and dreams.
Yeah.
So in this context, ego, it's not just about being arrogant, right? It's
Yeah.
more like a person's sense of self-importance, their need for recognition, for validation, maybe even feeling like they need a certain
Right.
status, in the relationship or even just
Yes.
socially. And the source implies it's often quite fragile, easily threatened.
Okay,
Correct.
fragile, like it needs protecting.
Yeah, exactly. You often see it flare up when someone feels like their standing is diminished somehow.
Yeah.
Or they just don't feel enough. And then on the flip side, you've got dreams. These are the real, genuine aspirations, life goals, visions for the future. And importantly, these aren't usually just about solo achievement. They often include wanting fulfillment for yourself, sure, but also wanting the best
That
for your
is
partner,
what is
for the
important.
relationship's future. Healthy dreams, you could say, are expansive. They make
just
room
don't
for shared
understand
growth, shared joy.
So the source is basically mapping out this deep internal clash where the person's drive to protect that ego, that perhaps fragile self-importance, it actually overrides their ability to connect with their own deeper dreams which, like you said, should ideally include their partner thriving.
Precisely. That's the conflict.
Yeah.
When the ego, the demanding, sometimes insecure part that needs to feel more than or better than, just steamrolls the more intrinsic stuff tied to real dreams. See, when someone's dreams are genuinely about growth and shared experience, they tend to be outward looking, generous even. But when ego takes the wheel, the focus snaps inward.
It's
It often
difficult
becomes
to hurt
competitive.
other
It
person.
really points to
Only
a
if you have
significant
ego,
internal
you can hurt the
imbalance.
other person.
Self-promotion wins out over real connection.
Well said.
That distinction is so
Well said.
helpful. And it loops right back to that core scenario.
Yeah.
He hated your success.
Oh.
I mean, why would
Exactly.
anyone,
Why
especially
anybody
someone who
hate
supposedly
anybody's
loves
success,
you,
especially your loved
resent your
ones?
wins? It feels so wrong,
Definitely.
against the grain of what a supportive relationship should be.
It does feel wrong, and the source strongly suggests this zero-sum mentality is at play.
Explain that a bit. Zero
Zero
sum.
Right, so
Zero.
a zero-sum mindset is basically the belief that there's a fixed pie. If you get a bigger slice, my slice automatically
true,
gets
so
smaller.
true.
Got it.
In a relationship context, it means seeing your partner's success not as something that lifts you both up
It
or
should lift
inspires you,
both of you
but
up.
as a direct threat. Like it somehow diminishes your own achievements or your own standing.
So there's only so much success to go around in the relationship.
That's the underlying, often unconscious belief.
Yeah.
And if you take some, there's less left for me. And you can see how corrosive that is, right? It turns what should be a partnership into this subtle, under-the-surface competition.
Devastating, really.
No one
So
wants that.
your partner gets promotion. Instead of amazing, this helps us both, the internal reaction might be, oh, now they're getting ahead of me.
Right.
Or what does this mean about my career, my progress?
Exactly that. It twists a moment that could be shared joy into a source of private bitterness or anxiety.
And listening to this, you might recognize that dynamic. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you've felt it. That moment of triumph for one person somehow lands awkwardly, creates tension for the other.
Yeah, it's like a silent killer of intimacy, that feeling. And the source says when that ego is bigger than his dreams, well, the fallout in the relationship is serious. It's not trivial. This internal battle, it inevitably spills outwards. It shows up as insecurity, maybe resentment that simmers, sometimes even outright competition.
So the relationship stops being a safe harbor.
It stops being a source of strength,
becomes
yeah.
a source of
It becomes
confusion.
more like an arena where validation is fought over, subtly or not so
Such a
subtly.
good arena.
It often points to a real lack of alignment, a failure to truly build a shared vision. When one partner's ego is running the show like that, their ability to offer genuine support, to truly celebrate the other, it
Other
just
partner
shrinks.
can't trust
They
that
might find it
person.
hard to be truly happy for their partner. Maybe the congratulations feel a bit flat. Or they quickly steer the conversation back to themselves.
Oh yeah, that pivot.
Right, it's a telltale sign that their internal world is out of whack,
I think
and that
that's
imbalance is
spot
being
on.
projected
Spot
onto
on.
the partner's wins. And it brings up a really interesting question. How much does the state of your own dreams, how vibrant or neglected they are, affect your capacity to celebrate someone else's success without feeling personally threatened?
That's such a
So
crucial angle.
that
It
is
suggests
the
that if
point.
someone feels their own dreams are kind of stalled, or maybe they haven't even really defined them, then seeing their partner soar might feel more like a
That
threat.
is
Not because the
problem.
partner means it that way, but because their success shines a
they
light on
themselves
what
know
feels
they want.
missing internally.
They couldn't get what they want from
The
life.
ego reacts to that contrast.
That's a great way to put it. Someone wrestling with unfulfilled dreams often carries this baseline dissatisfaction, right? So when their partner hits a major milestone, it can poke at that feeling of emptiness. And the ego jumps in not to protect genuine well-being, but to shield that perceived status. To avoid facing maybe their own lack of progress, it can feel easier, in a warped way, to resent the other person's win than to do the hard work of reviving or pursuing one's own dreams.
Wow. So what this material is really getting at is that the reaction to a partner's success, it's actually not about the success itself.
Right.
It's not about the specific achievement. It's much more a reflection of the person's internal landscape, that balance, or often the imbalance, between
Your
their ego
ego
and their own dreams.
Tells
When the ego,
people
fueled by
that how
insecurity or
successful
that
you are.
feeling of lack, takes charge, that's when the relationship really starts to suffer. So for you, listening right now, this might be a moment to pause and reflect. Not just on how you react when your partner succeeds, but maybe turn inward too. How's your own ego versus dreams balance looking? Are your dreams big enough, generous enough to genuinely include your partner's wins as part of your shared story? Or do you sometimes feel that competitive edge, that little pang of threat, even if you don't want to? It's a tough question maybe, but so important for
Very
a healthy
important.
connection.
And that self-reflection, that's where the possibility for change really lies. Just starting to notice the signs of an overactive ego. Like, are you maybe quick to jump in with advice when your partner shares good news instead of just
So true.
celebrating?
Ooh,
So
good one.
Or do you find yourself subtly downplaying what they achieved? Or, like we said, quickly changing the subject back to you? Are you able to be genuinely present and, enthusiastic for them? These are little clues that the ego might be
Little
elbowing
things
the
make
dreams out of the
biggest
way.
difference.
Cultivating what we could call a dream-led approach means actively choosing to prioritize that mutual growth, that shared joy, taking an expansive view of success for
So
both
true.
of you.
So
That's
true.
so valuable. It makes this whole deep dive less about just diagnosing a problem and more about, a path towards better understanding
Yep.
for ourselves and our relationships.
Yeah.
Moving away from that zero-sum game you mentioned
Exactly.
towards something where everybody benefits, where one person's success actually lights the way for the other.
Yeah.
So there we have it, a really potent insight dug out from Relationship Mastery, Ego versus Dreams.
It's a stark reminder, isn't it?
We do get
That
reminded.
tension around a partner's success often goes back to this internal tug of war. ego versus dreams. A common issue, apparently, but one we don't often name, on the path towards real relationship mastery and honestly just personal contentment, too. Absolutely. And maybe just one final thought to leave you with, based
last
on all
one.
this.
I
Consider
assure you.
this. If someone's dreams are truly vibrant, authentic, and they're genuinely
Yes.
living them, if they're connected to something bigger than just their own ego, maybe a shared purpose or
Right.
future, could they really truly resent a loved
Exactly.
one's
They
success? Or would
can't.
they almost
That's the whole
automatically see it
point.
as part of the
If you're
shared journey,
successful,
as
you won't
more
resent
proof of
other
what's
people's
possible?
success.
Another reason to celebrate together, it kind of challenges us, doesn't it? Not just to have dreams, but to make sure they're
Exactly.
strong enough
Challenge yourself.
and generous enough to embrace everything a shared life throws at us, the good and the challenging.
Ladies,
A really profound thought to carry with you
Guys.
as you navigate your own connections, your own
focus on
aspirations.
this.
Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. Keep thinking, keep reflecting, and we'll catch you next time.
I'll catch you next time. But before that, let's pause the video and just let's take out a few seconds of our lives and just reflect back. Has it ever happened to you that your partner has been more successful than you are, and you somehow started feeling that something is not working, something is off, right? If that's happening, maybe it is time to look inward and look inside yourself. That if in case you're feeling such a feeling for the partner who is more successful than you are, and then I think it is high time that you, my friend, will have to become more successful than where you currently are. So that's the lesson for today. So if you're feeling jealous, you are thinking with your ego, you're thinking through your egoistic eyes. If you're feeling happy for your partner, then you will know that you're feeling from the deepest part of your heart, the good part of your heart. And that's where the relationship flourishes. And that's where love begins. And let me know in the comments what kind of videos or what kind of challenges that you might be going through in your lives. You'll tell me those in the comments, and I will bring you such podcasts, such direct videos as well, so that you can take the benefit and learn from your home. I know it's painful because 10 years back, I used to go through a lot of challenges, relationship issues myself. It's like I had a hell lot of issues. Like I had low confidence issues. I had stammering issues. Can you imagine me stammering? I used to have issues that, I could not speak to my own parents. Just think about being sad, but still not able to speak because I used to stammer, right? And then later I got to know that stammering was because of my low confidence, low self-esteem, low goals that I had in life, all things together. And that itself was affecting my relationships with my partners. In fact, back then I didn't have any partners because obviously nobody wants to date somebody who stammers, right? Right. Fast forward 10 years, the landscape is completely changed. Uh, so my point being that if I can do it, so can you, and you should also strive for it. Be If you are a girl, if you are be a guy, if you're shy to talk, you have a difficult time opening yourself up to your partner, or you have a difficult time going on a date, or difficult time talking for marriages. People going for marriage. People, seriously, there's so much confusion. Guys can't trust the girls can't trust their guys. It's pandemonium. The people come to me with their issues, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, seriously. Okay, so I think that's enough for today. Do let me know in the comments what other videos that I can make for you, what other challenges that you are facing. Give me the challenge and I will surely make a video out of it so that you get your answers from my videos. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and share. These videos takes a lot of time and a lot of effort, a lot of money investment is also there in these videos. Your subscription gives me the motivation. Your subscription tells me that you are interested, so that I'll keep making those videos. And if you don't subscribe, this video will get lost and you will never see me again, right? So if you want to see me again, and if you want to keep learning through these videos, do subscribe, like, and share, and also comment. Adios.